Still only in the franchise's 7th ever season, the Vegas Golden Knights haven't had to deal with failure really at all. They've only missed the playoffs one time and have already been to a conference final and 2 Stanley Cup finals, including last season where they would win it all. With all the early success as well as the way they've gone about their business, they are quickly becoming the biggest villains in the NHL and arguably the most hated team in hockey right now. While the Golden Knights are an expansion team, and of course their entire team is made up of players from other teams, the winning that started when they first came into the league has led them to take a different approach to building their squad rather than the traditional drafting and developing players route that most other teams take. Many of the players that would end up helping them to their first Stanley Cup were guys who they traded for. And it's kind of fitting that a team based in Las Vegas has been the one to gamble with their future assets in an attempt to win big now. But hey, sometimes it works out, and they have a cup to show for it and a team that could very well go back-to-back. Back in February of 2019, the Knights acquired Mark Stone from Ottawa for a couple of prospects and a second-round pick. Since then, he's become the team's captain and put up 24 points in 22 games in the playoffs last year. In November of 2021, they made the blockbuster move to acquire Jack Eichel for Alex Tuch, Peyton Krebs, and a couple more draft picks. He would lead the team in points with 26 and 22 playoff games and is their true number 1 center. In August of 2022, they traded for goaltender Adin Hill from San Jose for a 4th-round pick. He's become the Knights' number 1 goalie and is one of the better goalies really in the entire league at this point. And yeah, he had a .932 save percentage in the playoffs and 11 wins en route to the Stanley Cup. Last February, they picked up Ivan Barabashev from the Blues for prospect Zach Dean. He's been an absolute beast in the Vegas lineup, and he had 7 goals and 18 points during the playoff run last season too. They have made some genius moves to build this Stanley Cup champion team. And I didn't even mention the Alex Pietrangelo signing or the studs they've had on the team since the original Misfits, like William Karlsson, Shea Theodore, and of course the Conn Smythe winner, Jonathan Marchessault, who had a playoff-leading 13 goals last year. The crazy thing is that for as good as this team was before the trade deadline, they added even more this time around, picking up 3 more studs to make this year's team a borderline all-star squad. Vegas kicked off their deadline by acquiring goal-scoring winger Anthony Mantha from the Capitals last Tuesday for 2nd and 4th-round picks. Mantha was on pace for a career high in goals before getting traded and will definitely add to their goal-scoring depth this postseason. On Wednesday, they'd acquire one of the best defensemen available in Noah Hanifin from the Calgary Flames for a 1st-rounder in 2025, Daniil Maramonov, and a conditional 3rd. Hanifin's arguably a top-pairing defenseman on most NHL teams, and he just got added to an already loaded defensive unit. But of course, the Knights weren't quite done there. They had to surprise everybody and pick up star center from the San Jose Sharks, Tomas Hertl. They gave up prospect David Edstrom and another 1st-round pick. Hertl is a complete stud who scored 30-plus goals twice in his career and has been one of the best players on the Sharks for years now. So how are they affording all these star-studded players, you ask? Well, they're taking advantage of the LTIR, something that we saw the Tampa Bay Lightning do a few years ago with Nikita Kucherov, which ended up leading to a Stanley Cup. Vegas did it last year with Mark Stone, who has a $9.5 million cap hit. It also led to a Stanley Cup. And they're doing it again this year, in all likelihood with Stone again. So if Vegas wins the Cup again this year, taking advantage of this loophole, will we see other teams try it around the league? Or will the NHL try to change the rules to keep teams away from doing it? Also, let me know your thoughts on the Vegas Golden Knights, what you think of their approach to building a team, and whether or not you dislike them or respect what they're doing.